decking out this Crye SPC today, and I'm gonna go over what I have on it as I build it out and why I have it. So first, base is a Crye SPC. Pretty much have this as like stripped down as possible. This, I kind of like put it in there. It's not permanently in there, but to put it back in and to take it off wouldn't be worth it. Then this, can't really like take it back to what it was before because it was kind of like this before. So let's just get right into it. Gotta show you the back of the carrier first. Pretty much it's already sized to me. So this is kind of just the base. It's gonna be the plates. These are the not rich hex plates, but these are really nice. These are like really firm. These are like the 2.0 version, so they don't crack. I've had these for about a year. They're perfect. They're really good, especially with combined with the SPC. Gives you a lot of airflow. So now that is complete with the plates installed. I do like to run back panel, so I like running the non-rich plates because they give me really good airflow. Let me open this up for you and show you the amount of airflow that you're going to get with this. As you can see, you got this 3D mesh, which is better than normal mesh. It gives you more standoff ventilation if you have real body armor. And with the hex plates in here, your heat's going to be transferred through this mesh, and it's going to be vented out these sides here and to the top right here. If it was like something like an FCPC or something that didn't have any ventilated mesh here. What we're going to install is actually tourniquet dangler. This is a soy leader. I like it. Right now I'm running a fake tourniquet in here, but I don't go shooting with my PC on, and I do have a real tourniquet on my belt and real IFAK stuff on my belt for when I do. So this is more just for like Milsim games and stuff like that where you need to have a tourniquet on body. Do have some shears. I don't really use these for cutting people's clothes off. I usually use these as scissors most of the time. And then also a Sharpie, which I use for writing stuff down. So this is a really nice dangler, especially since with the placard I'm running, I can't run shears behind it, which is one of the main reasons I got this. So we're just gonna put that right there. The next thing that we're gonna throw on here is under the Velcro on the front. So next we're going to be putting on the Airlight wing radio pouch. I really like this. I was running a Spud pouch on the interior molly of the cummerbund because you can see it's got interior molly. Didn't really cut it. This is so much better. I'm able to remove my radio from it really easy with this clip. A lot of people run this even if it's not on the SPC just because it's such a good radio pouch. And this one and the Spiritus radio pouch are some of the only ones I know that have the cutout split for the SPC cummerbund to interface with. So really like this pouch. It's very nice. It's made out of the Airlight. And even though it's kind of like all Airlight out here, I never get any hot spots with this. Just gonna put that there. Next, we're going to come to the placard. Everything on here is real, but this is a Haley Strategic placard. I forgot what its name was, but it's the one that's made for Crye. So it's got the 4 kind of finger tabs that go to the Crye interface, which what this does over most placard systems, especially since Crye does not like to play fair with others. Crye placards sit way too high, so if I were to run like my Mark 5 on here, which I did run, it would sit really high up here and would leave this like kind of like bottom molly thing kind of exposed, which I didn't really like how high my mags were because it has to interface with these. But if you actually get rid of the placard, you're actually able to tuck these in. And then on this one especially, I'll show you later what I run there. On this one, I'm able to run the lens wipe, which you might see with volleying too. Next, Haley placard. It's real. You can see the indent of what I run in here. So I'm just gonna throw it on and load it up. Alright, now that's installed, last thing I kind of want to go over, since I didn't really give it an intro in the beginning of the video. So this right here, the first Spear Tubes mod is from ANA Tactical. It makes the SPC so much better because you're able to use tubes instead of ripping up the placard and all the Velcro and stuff, especially since you see how much I'm running here. I don't want to overuse this Velcro. If I were to do it again, I would say get the Cobra buckle just because of how this slides in. It's really good. And then the other tube, you just kind of have to cut up this part, which is Airlight, so it doesn't really like fray, but then you just put the tube on. It comes with this little like SNS, and these are repair, so you can actually repair these with more tubes. And then you just one wrap on the back. I forgot his name, but some guy has a really cool video on it. If I remember, I'll try and throw him up on the screen right now. If I don't, it's gonna be no name. Next, our finishing touch is the placard. This is a Baofeng UV5R with the extended battery. Fits in there did have to do some different adjustments to this to get it to run really high, because this is for bigger radios, so running a Baofeng in there is kind of hard. Still fits, and we're just going to close this up. Stage the EDOF, run this through. We're also going to clip this first beer tube over here, and there you go. Let's flip down this placard. Okay, so now that we have this placard on, we're going to put everything in here that I usually run. For $105, you get a Crye compatible placard that comes with elastic on the front, and you're able to run bungee tabs, and it comes with Kydex inserts. And also, another thing about this placard, you can run AK mags and 308 mags, and I have a funny story about this. I was Airsoft right after getting this, and I was like thinking in my head, okay, I'm able to run all these different mags in here, which is really cool. And then during that game, there was some guy that was running a gas blowback AK that gave me it. I was able to put gas blowback AK mags in here, and I was also able to put 308 mags in here for an AR-10 that some guy had that he also wanted me to use during that game. Pretty cool. That's another reason I love this placard, because of its functionality. And then also on the front, it's got 3 elastic, 2 of which are open bottom. In this middle one, I run a multi-tool, which you can just run in the middle there. You can run it either closed, which is what I do now, protected from the elements. But if I'm in a game and I'm like actively like, you know, repairing stuff or doing stuff a lot with my multi-tool, which happens sometimes, if somebody gives it back to me, I'll probably just shove it in here like this, but I'm able to run it in right here like that. And as you can see, it's not as protected from the elements, but it is open, and you're just able to pull it out like that, and then you have a multi-tool that's already staged pretty much. But as I said, I don't like running it like that. I'm just going to keep it in there like that. Now I do also run a knife in here. This is the knife that I run. It's older hunting knife. It's a Frost. I'm not the biggest knife guy right now. I'm not like endorsing this or whatever for tactical use, but this I've used, and I like the one-handed opening since I have it a little bit looser. I'm able to open up one hand. I just keep this on me because it's a knife and it's very useful. So I just kind of put it in this left one over here, since it does have that pocket clip on it. Next, we're gonna throw the mags in here. Mags just go for my GPVR. These are the Lancer mags that I use with my CGS platform, which is actually broken right now, and my pistol is broken. We'll leak for next week's video, but it's gonna be about the SRC Glock, and that will be recorded before it broke, so. So I like having extra retention on these two, not this one, just because this one is my fast mag, and when I'm shooting at the range or something like that, I'll usually only use this one. I'll use this one and then the one on my belt. So these ones get such high usage that putting a pull tab would just really be a lot more effort to undo each time I use it. And these do hold the mags surprisingly well. So if I were to throw this upside down real quick and show you. So you don't really need to run pull tabs on all of your mags. I just like running it on 2 because I just know these are secure, and it also protects on the top here. You see how it's open a little bit? This makes it so much easier to put gas in, but it also leaves kind of this entire area open to the elements, rain, wind, dust. So putting the pull tabs on there just kind of keeps more dust out, even though these still do get really dirty. And if I were to ever need to, I can always just run an extra mag in the front elastic here, and actually I'm able to also flip it upside down. I actually got this idea from balling, but flip it upside down so you can actually just really reload really fast with it. So yeah, Kydex inserts, gives it good retention. It's really got all the modern features that you would want in a placard. If you had to go for an alternative, I would say Mark 6 Lunar Concepts inserts, triple elastic. You can get the EMP, you can get the Charlie flap or Charlie panel, and you can also get the 10-speed, but triple elastic is what you should run on the front if you were to run this. Now moving up on this front here, it's where I usually keep my ATAC, but I don't really run that ATAC up there as of now. But when I do run ATAC, this is what I do run. This is a 511 phone holder. Yeah, I get it, 511. It's overpriced, but it is good quality stuff. I like this because not only do I run my phone, but I also run other stuff. Right now I have some Band-Aids in here. I do usually run like some gum in here or like chapstick or stuff like that. So it's really nice when I just am able to hold my stuff, especially since this doesn't come with an admin pocket. I do usually keep a pen up front, and then I also do keep a G2. But my editor, when he was over, kind of stole that from me because I gave it to him. So not running that right now. But next, this is a PTT, I do not have the bottle cap mod on here right now. I don't really use this PTT that much. It is a Earmore PTT, but you're able to throw the Placard loop inside. And I do run on it. I use the alligator clips. I know, such a sin. But this is actually a really good way to hold it. And run it right there. And then now I have to thread this internally, so give me a second. Now it is threaded through everything, and this brings me to another one of my points. One time I was at Airsoft, and some guy got injured, and we had to take his carrier off, and he didn't have any cuties on his carrier, which caused him a lot more pain and us a lot more time because we had to undo shoulder pads, we had to undo the placard and everything, and it just was a lot more motion than it had to be, which is another reason why I run all my QDs staged. So connecting that to what I'm going to say, I like running this radio pouch too, because when I was running the Spud pouch on the cummerbund, I wasn't able to rip it because of this wire that connected to my PTT, so it just gets snagged up, so I wasn't really able to use the left QD. But now, since I run this on the front plate bag, the radio pouch, and I have the wires routed to the front plate bag, I'm able to use my QDs perfectly fine, which is really nice. It shouldn't really take you that long to pull your QDs. I'm just at a weird angle behind the camera. Now, I'm not gonna run a pouch on here because my US flag pouch is actually ruined. Now moving up to the shoulders, I don't really like to run anything on the shoulders because the Crye SPC disperses the weight with this rigid cummerbund across your body so well that actually running shoulders is more of a nuisance. So I don't run any shoulder pads, and I did for a second, but I don't anymore. So the next thing on the front that I usually do run, and all the stuff in my cummerbund really gets changed up all the time. I've ran this in many different places. I'm gonna go over all the places that I've ran it and why, just to give you some ideas where you should use a Spud. So actually first I had a triple mag, and I was like, hey, you can run this little elastic part on it. I just came up with that idea, and then I realized that the Spud had that already routed through, and then I actually got two of these Spud pouch. This is the only knockoff that I run. This is a knockoff Spud pouch. I don't have $80 plus shipping laying around for a single pouch. I think that's a little bit much. I used to, if I were to flip this around, I used to run it right here, and I was able to run like a water in there, or like really anything like a smoke grenade. I moved from that to up on the front here, right here. I switched out from an elastic pouch to this, just so I'm able to run a bottle there too, plus I'm able to run lots of mags. So if you think about it, excluding this mag cell, so I'm able to run 7 mags total on my carrier with just what's on there already. It's pretty nice if I only run my carrier for a day. I like the Spud. I don't know how it performs under IR. I don't know how it's going to perform in a year. It's already showing extreme wear on the tabs compared to real stuff, but it is pretty good so far. So I'm just gonna thread it through right in front of my radio pouch, and see you on the flip side. So as you can see, I threaded it through. This brings me to another one of my points. As you can see, you got the Tegris in that middle right there. So on pouches that are exterior or interior, you're able to actually thread it into the Tegris, the thermoplastic piece, which helps you not wear out the molly and stuff like that. I forgot what the benefits were, but if you're interested in that, there you go. Another reason to buy the SPC. So there you go. That's pretty much close to the front plate bag being done. Looks like a Crye SPC. Next, we're pretty much going to move to the back plate bag. So here's the back plate bag. I know, that's how you can tell it's an SPC. It's got all the holes in there. So in this bottom here, little mini tangent, I run this roll one on my back, and this is kind of just a minor boo-boo kit. I'm gonna open this up real quick. One of the reasons it isn't marked is because I don't keep anything of value in it. So I'm running rolled gauze, not compressed or anything super crazy cool, because I have all that super crazy cool stuff in my belt kit. Thermal blanket, poncho, and I run, this is really minor stuff. This is if I scrape myself. I've got some Minions Band-Aids, and I've got this little Coleman first aid kit that has all of these on here. So just some very like small stuff. Keep it in a Ziploc so it doesn't get soaked. And behind here I have some stereo gauze pads. I do keep gauze tape in here somewhere. I also do usually keep a chem light in the middle of here, just so I'm able to crack it, see what I'm working on. So if it's like really like dark outside, you know, I just crack that, and I don't have to use a task light or anything, and I'm immediately able to see whatever. And then I just keep some more just stereo gauze pads. So this, again, is very minor aid stuff. I'm not a medic, but this is what I keep on me because these are the emergencies that I have. It's just what I run, especially since I'm not some high speed cool guy. I think for civilian use, this is pretty okay. That's why I have a rule 1, that's why I don't have it marked. If you're using this for real stuff, you should definitely mark it with, you know, Sharpie or red chalk part marker. Right now, I don't really run anything on my back plate. The flat pack is something that I do run if I need to plus up. I won't throw it on here right now because that's not what I'm running right now. So let's just complete this. So up top here, I run a US flag, an AOR, beautiful AOR. Then I run these IR cubes, which are also IR reflective. These are all really old and peeling. So that's kind of what I run, and then also run a non-climbing carabiner. I suggest if you run a carabiner on your carrier, definitely get a climbing version, but for me, I don't run a climbing carabiner, I run a locking one. Next, kind of just gonna move this to the side, go over the flat pack, since the flat pack's so gargantuan pretty much. This reminds me, I should be doing a review on this. This isn't gonna be a review, this is gonna be like why I run it. Number 1, did get this in Multicam arid because, you know where I live? You know where I live? I live somewhere arid. You know, it's a desert out here, literally. This is the 2.0. This isn't the large one. I forgot what they called their large flat pack. This is the 2.0, so it's got the full zips. Multicam arid. It's really nice, really good quality. I love Multicam arid, so I love this backpack. I've got color-coded zips, small pouch blue zips, large pouch red zips. So all the zips that aren't crucial, like this one, I could run a 12-inch MacBook, I think, in here, but right now I just literally run the shoulder straps. So yeah, I just run non-essentials in here. That's why I don't have the color-coded zip tabs. There's actually a really good idea that I came up with. If you run a flat pack on your carrier with the molly on the back, what you do is you're able to run your backpack straps, and then you're able to thread them through. And especially if you're running a placard and you keep all the buckles on it, you're actually able to take off your flat pack, take off your placard, and then you actually have a chest rig setup without having to run chest rig straps in your backpack, really. Getting back onto topic, another reason I do run this on the back of my carrier is because it does hydration, because I do run a water bladder right now. If I were to switch, I'd probably switch to ice plate, but I don't really need to switch because I also like how I'm able to expand this, take it off, do all this stuff with it. I still like the flat pack. Now inside of here, this is pretty much bare bones since I haven't used it in a little bit, but I do keep my North Face little rain jacket on here, which packs up into itself. And then I do keep these in here. So what I'm able to do is have this as an assault pack. So I'm able to keep mags in here like this where they're staggered. So that means when it's closed up and you know, hey, Red Zips has AEG mags. What they're able to do is open up this top zip and immediately get access to it. It's just the thing on the top. So you go in, take it, and you can actually reach in further. And since they're a little bit staggered, especially if you unzip a little bit more, it's really easy. So that's kind of what I run in my flat pack and everything. I love the flat pack. By the way, this is a real flat pack. I did pay, you know, 180 bucks or whatever it was that time for this. And I think it's really good and it's really worth it, especially since I got it in Multicam arid, which I don't think any of the knockoff packs do. I think this brings us to the end of this video. This is my completed carrier setup, pretty much. I'm running all the fixings on here. I will be running a 3x5 or 3x5 US flag up here once I get it. Just they kind of shipped me a flag that doesn't have any Velcro on the back from Rothco. I guess I didn't check, so can't blame Rothco for that. But it doesn't have any Velcro on the back, so especially with my other one being ruined, how am I supposed to do this? So yeah, here's the plate carrier. So if you like the plate carrier setup, and you want to see more videos like this, like, subscribe,
and join the Discord. A little birdie told me that we are going to have a giveaway at 100 members. Once again, if you like this type of content, make sure to like, subscribe, drop a comment, and turn notifications on for the future. We hope you enjoyed the video, and that's going to be RFG, and his editor is me, out.